Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome to the live stream. Just a second. Just a sec, guys. And I'm back. All right. So welcome everyone to this Cobbs Corner. We are live on YouTube. I'm using StreamYard right now as my main streaming live stream service provider. And I'm really only able to put the stream out on like one platform at a time. So we are live right now on both StreamYard and on YouTube. So definitely, check us out on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome. Whether you're watching a recording of this live stream or you're watching it currently. So, yeah. This is just, I got this idea since this time last week. I was live streaming with Khalil from the Comic Boys podcast. And I was thinking, why don't I make this a weekly stream? Why don't I do like a weekly Thursday night stream for Cobb's Corner? Maybe do like Thursdays at maybe like 10:30 or 11 o'clock. We'll do a stream where we'll just talk, maybe for like a half hour, maybe an hour. Not too long, because at the end of the day, it is a Thursday night. And yeah, this will just be kind of a live stream. If you guys have questions, put them in the chat. You see, I'm just here in my living room, just chilling. Got the piano in the background. Got the piano. You'll see the piano. We just chilling, just vibing. I guess I'll officially open up. If you've stumbled upon this channel and you haven't seen my face before, or you haven't listened to any of my previous episodes, welcome to Cobbs Corner. I'm your host, Morgan Cobbs. Here on Cobbs Corner, we talk about movies, we talk about TV shows, we talk about pop culture. Heavy hitters from Marvel, from DC, from Star Wars. Most recently, the Rocky franchise. I got my episode of Rocky is dropping tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, for us over on the East Coast of the United States, it's 10 a.m. East Coast time. Last week, I saw Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. And there's a stream that I did with Khalil from Comic Boys where we streamed for 2 hours, and we talked mainly about Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Was it a good movie? Did we like it? Et cetera, et cetera. Overall, I think it was, without getting into spoiler territory, we got into spoilers on that stream, so check out that live stream. That is available to listen to on Cobb's Corner and on YouTube, everywhere. Overall, I consider it to be 6.3 out of 10. It's like a 6.3 out of 10 movie. It really felt like at times it felt like it was a trailer for like Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars, which are two upcoming Marvel movies. I feel like it kind of lost that edge, that excitement that Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp had. Paul Rudd's a very, very funny character. Well, he's a very funny individual who seemingly does not age. I just think maybe he was missing that humor. And I feel like a lot of Marvel movies nowadays, they're not letting these films stand on their own 2 feet. They're not letting them just exist as movies anymore. So, they're just not letting the movies exist as movies, as like solo movies. Let them just stand on their own 2 feet, while also just allowing them to contribute to the MCU in the post-credit scenes and in other ways. And taking a break from Marvel really quick, because I feel like that's all I talk about is Marvel and DC. I recently today I saw the movie Cocaine Bear. Officially in the United States, it comes out on February 24th. This recording, this live stream we are on. Today is February 23rd. So, today is February 23rd. Today's February 23rd. I saw it today and I liked it. I mean, yes, it's based off a true story. Apparently, there was an actual case of a bear hyped up on cocaine in like Georgia back in like 1985. So, it had O'Shea Jackson Jr., Ray Liotta, had a solid cast, a solid story. It's really just one of those like fun comedies, fun late night comedies where you just kind of, the movie was kind of just a let loose, have fun, good time of a movie. Is it worth it to see in theaters? For sure. For sure. Not going to get into spoiler territory just yet because, again, it hasn't really come out yet. So, But yeah, Cocaine Bear. Cocaine Bear was fun. I liked it. Just like reading the IGN.com on Instagram captions reads Cocaine Bear is gory, fun as hell, packed with hilarious, grotesque kills and over the top characters. And at 90-ish minutes, it's paced near perfectly and never overstays its welcome or overdoses on the joke. Link in bio for a full review. IGN, I actually agree with your assessment. I agree with IGN's assessment of the movie. Pacing is perfect, and I've said it. I've said it a million times before. There's no such thing as a perfect movie. There's too many variables. But yeah, I think the pacing was on point. The story was on point. Everything was on point. Is it gonna turn out to be like the best film of 2023? Definitely not. Um, I just think it's one of those fun little side story movies. Not everything can be um, not everything can be big shoot 'em up, you know big budget blockbusters. Sometimes I want a maybe smaller budget film that's just a fun film just to watch every now and again. You know? So yeah, that was Cocaine Bear. Definitely check that one out in theaters wherever you're listening from. And I'm trying to think what else. What else has happened? Apparently, Deadpool 3 is set to start production soon. So that looks pretty promising. Deadpool 3. I mean, I was just thinking about this the other day. How and Hugh Jackman, I think he had posted some of his training on his Instagram account. I follow Hugh Jackman on Instagram, and he had pointed out how he's 54 and Ryan Reynolds is 46. They're both training for this movie, which I think is set to start filming in Toronto and set to start filming later this year, and it's set to come out. I think it was November 8th of 2024. So this movie actually looks pretty promising, like as a movie. As a movie, it looks very promising, and I just really looking forward to seeing Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool again. Seeing Hugh Jackman as Deadpool. Like I was earlier today. Like I was actually watching like Watch Mojo, and I think it was like top 10 bad movies with good sequels, and like one of their picks was Logan, and how they had X-Men Origins Wolverine, which was trash. And it did include that. Come to think of it, that's the last time I think that was the last movie that I saw that included both Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds. The infamous introduction of the Merc with a Mouth Deadpool at the end of X-Men Origins Wolverine. Infamous. Okay, so many things are wrong with that movie. I'm not gonna get into like a whole X-Men franchise rant or anything like that, but be nice. It's nice to see Hugh Jackman, especially at his age, though. I mean, he's 54 years old. Him getting back into shape to play Wolverine once again. Ryan Reynolds coming back as Deadpool. It's crazy to think that Deadpool 2 came out 5 years ago. I actually saw it the day after my high school graduation. I think I graduated June 18th. I think I saw it the 19th. Yeah, I graduated June 18th, so it must have been June 19th, 2018 that I saw it. I haven't rewatched it since. Like I don't think I've actually sat and rewatched Deadpool 2. But first one had me hooked. The first one was awesome. First one was awesome. Solid origin story, solid meta humor. I mean, everything all around is just. First one was pretty lit. Second Deadpool was Yeah, I mean, I get that Deadpool's kind of a parody of superhero films, and I don't know, it just didn't pack as much punch as the first one. I feel like they maybe were riding on the coattails of the first one a little too much, and they thought that like the same jokes and the same recycled material that worked in the first movie was going to work in the second movie. Um, yeah, I mean the Deadpool 2 just, I don't know, it just didn't pack as much punch. It just wasn't as good. And I hate to chalk it up to that whole cliche of the sequel not being as good as the original. The sequel's never quite as good, but you know, really Deadpool 2, I mean, the sequel just was not as good as the original. And I think it was because it didn't pack as much punch as the original Deadpool. But I do think that Deadpool 3, we haven't, again, the production hasn't even started. So, production hasn't even started. They might have released some information about the plot. I'm not entirely sure. But I'm looking forward to that movie. Looking past 2023, like I'm looking forward to Deadpool 3. You know, I'm interested to see what are they going to pull off with this one. Who knows? During the previews for, if you guys ever go to the movies, in the United States, we have this thing called a Newvie. And I guess listeners in the United States, like, let me know if this is a thing at your movie theater. Like I saw Cocaine Bear at Cinemark in Milford, in Milford, Connecticut, which is where I'm from. And before the movie, they have this segment called Noovie, 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 where they have like trivia and they'll let you know about the upcoming movies. And they did a whole segment on Shazam: Fury of the Gods, and apparently the characters who are played by Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu are not even in the comics, but they're going more into the rabbit hole of Greek mythology. I'll even like look up their names. Give me just a second. You see, yeah, we're gonna have Zachary Levi coming back as Shazam. You know, it's all gonna. I like the first one. The first one definitely kind of, felt like a fun little superhero movie. Apparently, Sinbad's in the movie. I'm just looking at the cast right now. Megan Good will be superhero Darla. Apparently, Gal Gadot is showing up as Wonder Woman in this movie. Okay. This is just Google. Like, I'm not even sure if this is entirely factual, but Lucy Liu will be showing up as Calypso and Helen Mirren as Hespera. Helen Mirren, last I saw her was in the Fast and Furious franchise, and she apparently there will be a reference to her character. I forget her character's first name, but I know she's the mother of the Shaw brothers. You know, Owen Shaw, Deckard Shaw, and Hattie Shaw, who we saw in the Hobbs and Shaw spinoff. So there'll be a reference to that character, reference to the Fast and Furious franchise. Even in the trailer, we saw Shazam say like, I've seen every Fast and Furious movie, and it's all about family. Guys, I said family. So same old humor, same Zachary Levi. Maybe now we probably not going to get like a cameo or anything from Black Adam. I think that now my guest last week, Khalil from the Comic Boys podcast, it's like Khalil, he probably doesn't agree with me. He's very, very, very critical of DC and of Black Adam. Personally, I enjoyed the Black Adam movie. I thought it was an okay-ish movie. I think get The Rock out of the DCU He did some like shady business dealing behind the scenes, and I talked about this when we did our fantasy movie league draft. But I'd like to see more of Black Adam. Maybe just put someone else in the shoes of Black Adam, and also the Justice Society of America. Solid introduction of the JSA. Um, I will say that Shazam: Fury of the Gods is the one and only DC film that I'm actually confident in, that I'm actually looking forward to, and I will definitely be getting my tickets for that movie soon. I will definitely be seeing that movie in theaters, and I might do another live stream like this, like the live stream I did last week when I saw Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I might see it a day early and just do a live stream that Thursday night with Khalil or with someone else, maybe Lights Camera Rant or whomever, and just kind of let them know what I thought. Just let them know what I thought. Sorry, guys. Maybe the live stream won't be as late. I don't have a definitive like date set, but you know, you can see I'm yawning. But yeah, it comes out March 17th. Get your tickets now if you haven't already. I will be getting my tickets soon. I will try to see it either the 16th or the 17th and get a live stream out there, talk about it. I'm actually looking forward to this movie. Seems like it's got a solid plot, solid continuation of the Shazam storyline. And yeah, it's really the only DC film that I'm confident in working this year. Also still to come this year, we've got The Flash, which let me just get the release date correct here. Flash will be coming out June 16th. June 16th, it will be coming out, and it will feature Ezra Miller as the Flash, Barry Allen. Ben Affleck will be reprising his role as Batman. Well, Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton will be reprising their roles as Batman. Kiersey Clemons as Iris West, Sasha Calais as Supergirl, so they're bringing in Supergirl. Michael Shannon is coming back as General Zod. So some familiar faces, some new faces, but there's just been a lot of like, if you guys, Tamar Morrison is joining the fray as well, and Rudy Mancuso, wasn't he a Viner? I feel like his face looks familiar. I feel like I remember seeing him on like Vine. Shout out to anyone who who remembers Vine. Those of us who are like late teens, early 20s. Like I'm 22 years old. But yeah, the Flash. I'm really not confident in this movie. The Ezra Miller controversy, all the stuff that's been happening behind the scenes. Ezra Miller, I feel like Warner Bros. Is not going to work with them like probably ever again. I don't think. They've just had a lot of trouble, and they've just had a ton of trouble this past year in and out of jail. They're not a good place right now. Real quick, I just want to say hello to our friends Popping the Popcorn. We see you in the chat. Hello, Popping the Popcorn. Yeah. You have any questions? Comments, concerns? Just put them in the chat. We're live. We're just conversating. And Popping the Popcorn. Popping the Popcorn is a podcast that is also on YouTube and on all your other listening platforms. Check them out. They're really good. They review movies just like I do. Can't wait to work with you guys one day. Did I just say that? And yep. So okay. So so you agree with me on the Flash? Yeah, the Flash is the one thing it's got going for him. I think is the fact that they've got Michael Keaton as Batman. Now, I wasn't alive in the 80s or the 90s, so I don't really have that nostalgic connection to the Batman. I've seen the for sure popping the popcorn, definitely. Definitely. I will let you know. Um, I have seen the Tim Burton Batman movies, and I definitely think that costume aside, Michael Keaton he brought his own like style and flair and charisma um, to the role of the Batman. He was very pivotal. Making like really the Batman, and I guess Tim Burton really tried to sort of reinvent the character of Batman for the new generation. Coming out of the '80s and going into the '90s. The Batman came out in 1989, so Michael Keaton, who at that point all he really had under his belt was like Beetlejuice, I think. So he really brought his own style and charisma to the role of Batman. His iconic line of where he grabs the thief and the thief asks him like, "Who are you?" He's like, "I'm Batman." I mean, popping the popcorn. You grew up in the '90s. You remember the Batman. I didn't see that particular movie till I was like maybe 17. Yeah, there's Batman and the Batman Returns. Jack Nicholson, Danny DeVito, everybody showed up. They did their thing. What ruined it for me was Batman Forever. Like I didn't really like Batman Forever. Again, like any '90s kids in the chat, um, lights, camera, rant, nerd dose. Where you guys at? um, you know, any '90s kids in the chat, just let me know. Let me know what you guys thought about the Batman Forever or any of the '90s Batman movies. But yeah, for me, Batman Forever, Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer, he really was just this kind of like dull, dry version of Bruce Wayne. Like portrayal of Batman aside, I just feel like he didn't bring anything new to the character of Bruce Wayne. Like the character of Bruce Wayne, he just felt kind of like bland and so really, and I know this is probably never going to happen. I'd like to see Christian Bale come back as Batman. All right, the Flash. It's like really, if we're gonna try and like, I'm not saying DC's copying off of Marvel or anything with the Flash, but I do think that I can see the parallels between the Flash and Spider-Man: No Way Home. I think Spider-Man: No Way Home was perfect. Okay, again, no such thing as a perfect film, but I think it was perfect the way that they brought in like all the villains from the other Spider-Man franchises and bringing back Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. So having that nostalgia factor, I think the nostalgia is really what's going to bring really any real money into the box office in terms of the Flash. Um, I think DC things are kind of up in the air with DC. I mean, James Gunn and Peter Safran, the two of them are collectively the Kevin Feige of Warner Bros. At this point, and it's just the nostalgia factor. I think. Um, Again, popping the popcorn. I'm seeing all your comments as I'm kind of continuing. um, yeah, so yeah, you grew up in the '90s. You do not like Batman Forever. Honestly, I feel like my only real introduction to Batman Forever is the song "Kiss from a Rose" by Seal. I've just seen that. I've listened to that song a million times. I've seen like the music video, and yeah, I mean, yeah, just Seal and his "Kiss from a Rose." Um, but it is what it is. yeah, I mean it is what it is. You did like Jim Carrey as the Riddler. Yeah, Jim Carrey as the Riddler was perfectly cast. If we could get Jim Carrey as the Riddler again, James Gunn, if you're listening, Peter Safran, if you're listening, let's get Jim Carrey in the DCU as the Riddler. You know? But it's also part of like his whole reset of the DCU. So we'll see. Uh, what else? There's also Blue Beetle is coming out in August, which we haven't seen or heard anything about that movie yet. There's no trailers or anything. Now that movie, it does look promising. Like I'll like just going off of the cast. Blue Blue Beetle. I mean the cast. It's got Sholo Mariduena. May or may not have mispronounced his last name. He's from the show Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai, which is going into its sixth and final season. Cobra Kai is definitely one of my all-time, well, of the like reboots or like continuations of old IPs. I consider the Creed franchise to be the best film series that was revived. Like Creed is a continuation of the Rocky franchise, or derived from the Rocky franchise. And I like how with Cobra Kai they were able to do the same thing. It's like we have the Karate Kid franchise, Karate Kid trilogy from the 80s, and bringing that into the 21st century. And Cobra Kai. So Sholo, he plays Miguel on Cobra Kai, which is going into its final season. Unfortunately, 6 seasons. So he'll be playing the Blue Beetle, main character. He'll be the first Hispanic superhero, first Hispanic DC superhero. Yeah, I said that right. Yep. Be the first Hispanic DC superhero. Bruna Marquezine, Susan Sarandon. Neither of those names sound familiar. George Lopez. Yep, George Lopez from Mayface as Rudy. So it looks like it's got a predominantly Hispanic cast. It comes out August 18th. Who knows when as for when the trailer's dropping? Honestly, your guess is as good as mine. As of this live stream, as of the recording of this live stream, there is no official what am I trying to say? There's no like official trailer yet. Yeah, there's no trailer, and it hasn't really been in the news all that much either. So yeah, that's Blue Beetle, and then Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. When we were doing our fantasy movie league draft, Lee from Lights Camera Rant, he brought up a good point. How Aquaman might not even come out this year. There's some movies like Aquaman, it's set for Christmas. It's set to come out December 25th this year, which just going by my calendar. Because I know last year Avatar The Way of Water came out December 23rd, and I saw it on Christmas last year. That movie was amazing. Christmas falls on a Monday this year. So my guess is the official release date's probably going to be December 22nd, which is the Friday before. But this also might be Jason Momoa's last time as Aquaman. He might be cast to play a different role in the DCEU. So I think, over the next 2 years, there's going to be a lot of shuffling. There's going to be a lot of the DCU reset of the DCEU. Henry Cavill is no longer playing Superman. Unfortunately, because I really enjoyed his portrayal of Superman and of The Witcher. He's a really, really great actor. I personally think that he probably should be the next James Bond, although that's most likely gonna be given to Aaron Taylor Johnson. I think both men would kill it at the role. I feel like Aaron Taylor Johnson, he's gonna kill it as the next James Bond if this is real. But Henry Cavill, he served his time in the DCEU. I think a lot of times with actors, they get so caught up in these roles, whether it be a Marvel role or DC role, they get caught up in these roles, they get caught up in these contracts, and then they don't get to actually go and express themselves and explore their build their brand and like expand their filmography beyond just one franchise. They don't get to have like that range of roles. So really, I can understand Dave Bautista's point where he said how he wants to. I think he's announced that his last time portraying Drax will be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. They've said that at least one character is going to die in Guardians 3, the movie that actually comes out the day before my college graduation. I graduate from UB, University of Bridgeport, with my Bachelor's of Science in Mechanical Engineering. I walk on May 6th. May 6th, that Saturday, is the commencement ceremony. So the movie comes out on the 5th. Graduation present. They said one character is going to die. Who knows? It might be Drax. Maybe it'll be Rocket. I'm looking forward to that movie. But I guess you could say that Blue Beetle, the Marvels, which I'll look that up. The Marvels, I haven't heard anything from that movie as well. The Marvels, Blue Beetle, and Aquaman in the Lost Kingdom. Those three movies. There's been a few like news reports here and there, but there's been no like official trailers. There's been no official statements from Marvel. I don't think. I know it's going to include. Cast. We know Park Soo Joon will be playing Jan D'Aladna, and I'll probably get all the pronunciations correct once the trailer drops and we get the official information. So Brie Larson, she'll be coming back as Carol Danvers. Iman Vellani reprising her role as Miss Marvel. Tiana Paris, she'll be coming back as Monica Rambeau, as adult Monica Rambeau that we saw in Miss Marvel. Or no. WandaVision. Yep, Tiana Paris was in WandaVision as adult Monica Rambeau. Lashana Lynch as Maria Rambeau, Captain Maria Rambeau. Gemma Chan, Samuel L. Jackson. And this is from Google, so like some of these names might not even be entirely accurate. But the Marvels is set to hit theaters November 10th, but no official trailer, no official So we will see. The Marvels, along with Blue Beetle. For Marvel, it's movies. For Marvel, it's the Marvels, and for the DCU, it's Blue Beetle and Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Those three movies, we haven't gotten any official information about them. For all we know, and I feel like Marvel and DC, they can actually do this. I feel like Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, I wouldn't be surprised if it got a January 2024 release date, or if they push back the Marvels to December or to January. Movies. These are movies that may not even come out this year. Apparently there's another Ghostbusters movie coming out. I drafted untitled Ghostbusters film, and now I saw Ghostbusters Afterlife in theaters. I missed maybe the first like 20-ish minutes, so I showed up late, but I saw the majority of the movie. I liked it. It was a nice continuation of the story. It was a nice way of paying homage to Spengler, Let me just get the actor's real name. Harold Ramis. Harold Ramis. He unfortunately passed away back in 2014. God rest his soul. Harold Ramis. Egon Spangler. He he passed away back in 2014. So with Ghostbusters Afterlife, they made that the official canon for the that became the official canon in the Ghostbusters universe. You know, the Ghostbusters Afterlife, it follows really just it follows Egon's grandchildren. I guess Egon. I guess he had a house in the Midwest that he willed to his daughter, and the film follows his daughter and his grandkids finding all of his old stuff and proton packs, and so and the original cast comes back. You know, Ernie Hudson, Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray. So Ghostbusters Afterlife, it was a fun little nostalgia. I think a lot of the revivals or like reboots of old franchises are usually hit or miss. Like I have not seen the Ghostbusters reboot from 2016 with the women. I heard that one was awful. Like I heard it was not good at all. I still have yet to actually sit through that movie. Um, but yeah, Ghostbusters Afterlife, I actually enjoyed it, and I'm interested to see if they, you know, they say there's a Ghostbusters 4, you know, untitled Ghostbusters sequel. Maybe it'll come out this year. Maybe it'll get pushed to next year. Who knows? Um, but Ghostbusters franchise is it's one of my top 10. I'm gonna put it in the top 5 in terms of like franchises and film series, but it's a top 10 of mine for sure. Top 10. And so yeah, that's yeah, Ghostbusters. I saw the first one, which was, you know, directed by Ivan Reitman. He directed 1 and 2. Nothing will ever compare to the first Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters 2 was okay. That one I couldn't really get into. Plus, I mean, the cast had gotten a little bit older by then. Jason Reitman, Ivan Reitman's son, he directed Ghostbusters Afterlife, and I think he might be directing Ghostbusters 4, but yeah, Ghostbusters Afterlife, it had Paul Rudd. Officially, it came out November 19th of 2021. So, more updates as they come for Ghostbusters 4. But that's one of my draft picks. I also saw that, and I have to address this in this live stream before I log off. There's another Ninja Turtles movie coming out this year. I think it's called Mutant Mayhem. I was actually just thinking about it earlier today. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. It's set for August 4th, 2023. Still no trailer for it yet. Maybe a trailer this spring. Right, it's got Seth Rogen, Dylan O'Brien, James Marsden, Shimon Brown Jr., Iggy Ridley. So Igby Rigney as Donatello. All right. And I actually heard about this. Oh, Ryan Potter as Casey Jones. I think it's going to be not animated, but I think it's going to be like all like CGI or something like that. Let's see. Well, the merch has been leaked, but I heard about this movie 3 years ago from new match action figures. Okay, yeah, the action. Okay, so action figures are out. I heard about this from the YouTuber, and his name is Black Nerd Comedy. Andre from Black Nerd Comedy. I heard about it from him. He had a video, I think, back in 2020 during the pandemic that said how the film was going to be completely CGI, which I'm still like, I still really don't understand about. I really like don't understand how it's going to work, it being like a completely CGI film. But apparently it's going to be all CGI. And me personally, I didn't even like the first. I mean the last Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that they did in 2014. That was it for me. I mean, 2014, Transformers Age of Extinction, that was it for me for Transformers. 2014, I said, I'm done with Transformers. 2014, I also said, I'm done with this beloved the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise that I grew up with. Okay, you see, this is like a part of my childhood. I really felt like 2014, I really felt like Michael Bay has like personally attacked me. But yeah, I mean, the way that every single time that they want to do a new like Ninja Turtle series, whether it's a TV show, a new show, or a new movie, like they always have to like reinvent the wheel. They always have to kind of, redo the origin story and tell everyone's like, hey, look, it's like, hey, look, four turtles, TRCI, toxic waste, like, but they gotta like tweak the origin story every single time. And for the 2014 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I should say, and for live action TMNT, they had made the Foot Clan this like private army, like the Foot Clan. They're not even ninjas, like it's just like a straight up military, and they like carry guns. But then we find out that their skin is bulletproof. Like, what was the whole point of that whole plot line? It's like the Ninja Turtles, their skin is bulletproof. Why do you even have the Foot Clan as a private army in the first place? I mean, the Shredder, they really, with that movie, they took this PG-13 rating a little too far. They took it way too seriously. Okay, come on. These are 4 life-size turtles raised by a sewer rat, and their favorite food is pizza. Their arch enemy looks like a mutated kitchen set. Looks like a fork and a knife had a disagreement. That's the Shredder, literally. At least I know in the 90s Ninja Turtles series, the Foot Clan, their logo was literally a foot. Okay, not the series that I grew up with, because again, remember, mind you, I was not alive in the 80s or 90s. Okay, I was born in 2001. So I grew up with the 2003 Ninja Turtles series. The Foot Clan logo was not a foot in the 2003 series on 4Kids TV. It was on 4Kids TV. It was on Cartoon Network. But I know the episodes that I have seen of the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the 80s, from I think 1987 was when it started. Their logo was actually a foot. So let's not take this too seriously. I think they really just took that PG-13 rating and just ran with it. And it really just wasn't a solid, compelling story that I could get into. Graphics only goes but so far. Live action, it only goes but so far. The spectacle, the aesthetics, it only goes but so far. It's not everything. I haven't seen Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. I know that they introduced Casey Jones in that movie, and I think he was played by the guy who plays Arrow, but didn't like the first one. I still haven't seen the second one. I might just watch the second one just cause. Maybe I'll give my audio commentary for the Ninja Turtles movies, if that's something you guys want to hear. Let me know. And I'm saying a lot, but the reason why the 90s films work so well, and although I was not alive for them, I have seen the 90s Ninja Turtles movies. I've watched them on VHS. I've watched the first one and the third one on VHS. I watched Ninja Turtles 3. I think it was like Turtles Out of Time or something like that. I watched that one on VHS. I watched the very first one on VHS. I've never seen Secret of the Ooze, Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze. I never saw that one on VHS. I've only seen it on DVD. I watched all three of them on Netflix a few months back. They're not on Netflix anymore. I think they're on HBO Max as of the recording of this live stream. But the reason why those movies worked so well was because it was all live action and there was little to no special effects or animation. And part of that is due to the fact that Mirage Films or New Line Cinema, I think, was a studio. Like they were limited by the technology of that time period. 25 years ago, a lot of the filmmaking technology, a lot of the computer graphics technology that exists today did not exist a quarter of a century ago. So the limited technology, and they also had stunt coordinators. They had stunt coordinators and like professional fighters in the suits and extras as well, like in the suits doing jujitsu. So all the fight scenes, it felt real, like it felt like it was actually happening, and that's what made it more exciting and intense. And the the '90s live action movies were movies that were serious when they needed to be and funny when they could be. They weren't overly serious. They didn't take it way too seriously. And maybe it's because they were all the films were technically rated PG. They're rated PG movies, but they didn't overdo it with the plot points, with the story. They just said, let's have fun with this. And I think the first two films, there's more story behind like the first two films, and then with Ninja Turtles 3, it's just like, all right, well, let's go out with a bang. Let's just have as much fun as we can, which I have no problem with. These movies, these are technically speaking, these are kids' movies. The 2014 TMNT film did not work for me because they had CGI turtles, the giant CGI turtles. I mean, don't even get me started on the character design and the combination of live action and CGI. It usually doesn't work. A movie can only have but so much questionable graphics and questionable CGI before I have like a literal headache in the movie theater. Like just the choppy graphics and the choppy CGI. It's like, again, that spectacle, it only goes but so far. And that's why I think that the 2014 TMNT will never, ever hold a candle to, will never, ever compete with the 90s Ninja Turtles film trilogy. Or even the 2007 TMNT animated movie that I saw in theaters. Chris Evans is the only cast member that I can actually name from that movie because he did the voice of Casey Jones. Chris Evans, he has played the Human Torch, Casey Jones, Captain America, and more recently Buzz Lightyear. So yeah, that movie I liked, and I really wish that movie got a sequel. It did not get a sequel because I think 2 years later, I think 2009 was when Mirage Films sold the franchise to Viacom. I really, really, really wish that they just did a sequel to TMNT, and that film takes place after they've already defeated the Shredder. So I think exploring the rogues gallery of other villains that the Ninja Turtles have had, and maybe skipping the origin story. Maybe take a page out of Marvel's book, skip the origin story, just kind of, go for it. I guess the idea with Mutant Mayhem is that it'll be completely CGI and there's no live action involved. So, I mean, I just said how the live action CGI just didn't really blend well. It usually doesn't blend well. Live action with additional computer graphics, like it will seldom ever actually like work. But yeah, then 2012 we got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series, which I watched a couple. I watched maybe like the first season. 2012 the show started. I watched maybe the first season. It was okay. It was okay. I definitely think the animation has maybe kind of gone a little bit downhill. From the 2003 series to the 2012 series. But my own personal opinion, and maybe I'm just blind with nostalgia. Let me know if you guys think I'm being blind with nostalgia, but the 90s Ninja Turtles films are the best Ninja Turtles films ever. Nothing will ever compare to the 90s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze. That featured Vanilla Ice and his song Ninja Rap. It was the 90s. Ninja Turtles 3, Turtles Out of Time or something like that. Hands down, best Ninja Turtles movies ever. 2003 series, best Ninja Turtles series ever. It's Mutant Mayhem. Really not looking forward to that movie. Honestly, wouldn't even be surprised if that film got had its release date pushed back or whatever. So yeah, I guess that is we're approaching the hour mark. That is all for this week's stream, guys. I know we talked about DC, we talked about Cocaine Bear, we talked a little bit about Marvel. I ended it with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Let me know, guys, what your thoughts on anything that we talked about tonight. If you liked today's live stream, then be sure to tune in to Cobb's Corner. We've got new episodes every Friday. Tomorrow my episode of Rocky 4 comes out tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we got new episodes Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Turn on your post notifications. You don't want to miss out. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, guys. As of now, I'm doing this podcast solo. I'm like guerrilla podcasting. It's just me. I don't have an editor or anybody behind me just yet. Not yet. If anybody listening, if you know someone, send it my way. But subscribe to the YouTube channel. I am in the process of uploading every single episode of Cobb's Corner to YouTube, making it available for everyone to listen to wherever you get your podcasts, or if you don't really have a podcasting app, you can listen to it on YouTube. Most of the Infinity Saga review series is up on YouTube now. I've gone back and re-uploaded old videos. I think all that I have left is Avengers Endgame. Today I uploaded Infinity War. Endgame should probably be up tomorrow, and then that'll be it. I might go back and do a review of Spider-Man No Way Home, or I'll probably just do an audio Spider-Man Far From Home, or just do an audio commentary. Let me know. So yeah, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow Cobb's Corner on all listening platforms. Tune in every Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We've made to the end of this live stream. Excuse me. Made to the end of this live stream. I greatly appreciate you. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I will talk to all of you in the next episode. I hope you all enjoyed your stay here at Cobb's Corner. Peace.